Hey guys, Underplayed here, and in this video I'm going to take you on a little adventure. This adventure is going to be taking place in the jumping puzzle, in my favorite raid, Kingsfall. To get there though, since we're starting out in the War Priest area, what you want to do is you want to come to these rocks by the right side, and you want to jump into this section here. We really call it a corner since it's a circle. From there, you want to look up and you want to jump through where the crack is. And from here you want to jump up to the very top. The spot was found by the Halo source, I believe his name was. Full link will be down in the description. It's a pretty nice spot because it gives you access to both halves of the raid. It's like right at the midpoint, which is very great because you can go to the very beginning, to the crux, and you can go to the very end, to where you fight orcs. And now, what you want to do is you want to follow my steps. You don't want to jump up the very top, and now you want to fall down, and you want to go land on the ceiling of this area right here. And from here, you just want to follow the very ceiling of it. I sped it up because it's pretty self-explanatory. But here, what you want to do is you want to go to the wall. Go to the wall, guys. Here, I slowed it down. You want to go to this wall because that's the only spot where you can jump up. Any other spot, the barrier will push you down. That's the trick to it, and from here you just follow the top. If you don't go to the wall and you just try to jump up, and you're gonna complain like, oh, this isn't working, and you're gonna jump down. It'll take you 5 more minutes. You don't want to do it. Just go to the wall at the very top, then you can jump up. And from there you just want to follow the path around the map. There's nothing really too special here that people haven't covered before. And in this glitch I found something really cool. And this was initially what inspired me here was a video by IamshedoxXx, and I'll show that very soon. But from now, this is pretty interesting. If you don't want to switch to a rocket or a Tommy, what you can do is you can run along the top here. Just run along the top, don't go down. And when you fall through, that's when you'll hit the checkpoint and you'll spawn inside the map. Pretty cool. From here, let's go to this secret jumping puzzle. Now this has been covered so many times that to be honest, it would be kind of foolish to cover it now, but don't worry, this is just a prelude to the actual video, almost like a big intro. From here, you want to jump on top of this platform. It's a little bit of a mini checkpoint, and from there you want to go up to this wire. If you go too high though, you will hit a turn back barrier and eventually a death barrier. You don't want to go that high, and you want to go to the very low part here. Now what you want to do is you want to fly across here. I remember seeing Rifle's video on it. That was like a skit off Comedy Central. And from here you just want to fly right there, and whoop, you're in the basketball court. It's a pretty nice area here. I'm just praying to the Thrall, poor Thrall. And there's no ball, but some of the gravity lifts still work. It's a pretty cool area. I give props to Bungie for adding some nice secrets into the raid. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the raid. And the reason I'm here though, the main reason is that because IamshedoxXx has actually found a way to get inside the walls. And I've actually wanted to, this is the video that always interested me, to see like this is him inside the walls. It's him with the actual, he's looking at where the ball is. His friend is all the way in the back, like that's the statue there, and he's actually inside the walls. That's very interesting me. And what also interests me is what's beyond that black stuff over there. Will there be no walls? Is this whole thing inside of like one huge box? Will this go on forever? But what happens in normal map is you will actually hit a barrier, first a turn back and then a death. And now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna answer all those questions, so stay tuned for that. And pardon the 4-minute intro, but I'm just experimenting with some stuff. So you want to go here where normally you'd wait for the door further on in the raid, and you want to climb this light post right here. From this light post you want to climb to where the centerpiece is, like right above the wall, and you want to crouch there. It's a bit tricky to pull off, but you want to land on the very tip and crouch really fast. From there you want to go around the door and jump on top of this first thing. Might be a bit cut off there. From there you want to fall straight down through this, and just want to go up and then go down. However, you may experience some problems. You can die again and again and again and again. You just want to fall down until you really established it. From there on, you want to activate your death from above super when you go low enough and land on it. But okay, take 2.
What? What the fuck?
Okay, for real this time. What you want to do is you want to activate your death rumble once you're low enough, because when you've pierced the death barriers, and from there you can walk either to the left or the right side. Do not jump up; you will hit a death barrier, most likely. And you just go to the left or right side, and you're gonna be completely free of barriers. And then we're gonna start climbing all the way to the top, like it's some kind of pyramid scheme. So it's a really big area. I wouldn't call it the biggest area in the Dreadnought. I think Portico and Asylum have that area respectively. But nevertheless, this is some pretty huge areas. I have to say, Destiny has some really big areas, but the ones that you're in are so small. They just don't even compare. Like, look at all this stuff. It'll be really cool just getting out here. In like the normal patrol, like you can go all the way to the bottom and stuff. Bungie likes its atmosphere, and here you just want to start climbing. And this video and a bunch of other videos, sorry, like I didn't really upload because I thought E3 would just get drowned out by E3, but then I realized, you know, I'll just give you some nice parting gifts with Destiny, some of the best glitches that I've probably found. You'll see some of my some of my glitches later on. It's a nice. I thought it was a nice way to wrap up Destiny. Perhaps my last video could be either the Vault of Glass or King's Fall if it's been found. I think I have a few ideas. I've heard Juboy's stream gave me a nice idea or two yesterday. I'll be sure to try it out. And now here, I'm just climbing to the top. Yeah, this is even at 250% speed. It's still taking a while. My God! And if you look out into the distance, you can actually see where we go into the like we were just at, like where we glitched through like the wall and stuff, where your fire team would group up so the door would open. It's pretty cool just to see all that stuff, and even the mist is still out here. It's pretty nice. I don't know why there's this random light there. I guess Bungie was just trying to add like a bit of atmosphere and all that. And there's actually some nice platforms above like where you'd be at. I guess Bungie was trying to go along the illusion that, oh look, there's area that expands beyond that you can see. And yeah, I have to give them props for this area. This area looks pretty unique. It's the design is very similar to the first place where you're on the Dreadnought, but it adds like a bunch. I think it's better designed than that one. And we're almost at the top here. It's gonna get a bit tricky, so I popped the heavy synth just to be safe, and you'll actually see why this is necessary. And just climbing all the way to the top. Yeah, just look at all that area. How about I shut up while this stuff is going on, eh? Sweet. So now that we're at the top, it's like, as you can see, we actually have to fly around it, the roof of it, and the side walls. It's really weird because they extend beyond like where they meet. Like it's not like a complete box. They go beyond it. And right now I'm actually about to walk on the top. And when I look down, I can actually see some of the stuff from inside the map. So I'll let you guys look at that in peace. And now we're at the very end. Now I want to show you that there's no way, unfortunately, of getting inside. I know it'd be pretty cool just to be inside of that area, just go on top of some of the platforms, go at the very bottom, see what it's like, but unfortunately that has There's no way of doing that, and I'm going to show you that even at the very bottom, that's the case. Now, as you can see, the walls actually, what they look like is not what they actually are. As you can see, this area, look at the face, this wall looks way bigger than it actually is. Like, there's a whole part to it that isn't really there. It's just like a visual effect. And I'm gonna fall all the way down just to demonstrate to you that there is like nothing down there. Like, there's no like hole or something. Pretty cool slip and slide though, right? Oh, and while I was falling, there was some stuff down there that I've zoomed in on the sniper. Don't worry, I'll get to them next. Now, once I'm down here, I'm just walking all along this floor here, and as you can see, there's no way of getting through, unfortunately. Bungie actually did work in burying that. Now, there's this weird object just floating in the distance. I wonder what it could be. Let's get closer, and you can actually see what it is. I was shocked when I found out. Believe it or not, it's the chest from Golgoroth. Holy crap. You can get it in 3 different checkpoints. Now, there's also that door that I zoomed in with the sniper, but unfortunately it's buried. Now, let's go to the very highest point on the Dreadnought. That's not an exaggeration. It's the literal highest point on the Dreadnought. I'm almost positive it's higher than Asylum. And if there was a way to get into King's Fall, I would actually gladly test that. Now we're gonna have to do this long climb, and it's quite a nice way, like going up to the top. It's like a nice challenge. I sped it up for you because this is going to take like 5 minutes each but there's these nice little checkpoints along the way, and when you look down, it's quite an interesting view. Oh, man. And I'm about to reach the first checkpoint right now. It's a little indentation, like a spike. I think this might actually be like some parts of like the side of the ship, perhaps. And it's really weird because this architecture doesn't line up with some of the architecture that's happening in the other parts of the raid. I don't know, it just shows you that the Dreadnought isn't, you know, like the same thing throughout all the checkpoints. They don't have like a common theme or a common like map. Although actually this may be like the highest point of the Dreadnought now that I think about it. There's like that huge spike that goes up to the very top that's like just above where you'd come up. Here I am in the second checkpoint, and when I look down, it's quite an amazing view. It's quite scenic. And now I'm going to be climbing up to the third. I've cut a few pieces short because, well, you get the general picture. I'm just climbing to the top. And here it can get a bit interesting. It's like a little tricky. And with this area, it's probably one of my favorite areas in the raid. Well, one of them. Like, well, Portico and this, they're like the 2 jumping puzzles, and they have these like amazing things that you can find out the map. It's this is like my new second favorite place for glitching. It's quite huge, and just look at it's like some interesting stuff outside the map for like glitchers to explore. I recommend that you guys at least do this, or at least give it an attempt. I mean, if you can get past the the whole dying thing over and over again, then yeah, it's worth it, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, the reason I made this video so long is I'm actually going to try out a few formats. This is just doing like the teaser or like the 4th indentation, but I'm just trying. Here's what I'm doing with the teaser being like part of the actual video. And the next, I'm gonna have the teaser for the glitch being a separate video, like part one. This is like part 1 is like here's what people have done before, and then part 2 is like this is my version of it. This is like my improvement to it. And that right there is the home stretch, the very highest point. But before we go there, take a nice long view at all that. It feels like literally 1,000-yard stare. You can take a goddamn almost like a kilometer down. And that right there is the 2 areas that we're going to be getting to later. And now just to get to the very highest points of the map. It can be a bit tricky, especially since I did it without any what's its face. I did it without any sword ammo. But once I get to the top, I'm gonna take a nice big picture that's gonna be my thumbnail. And what? It's a shame I couldn't pull out my pull out my sword, but hey, that's a pretty nice view. And from here, it's time we do a nice little slip and slide. Whee! I'll shut up so you guys can enjoy it. Alright, now we're going to try to get to that first area there, the blocky one, not the one that looks like a cross that we killed Jesus Christ on. And we're going to try to land on top of it. And from here, this is actually the area that Shedox goes at the very beginning. That's the very first clip. And it just shows that he actually got in from the inside. Like there's two walls, and he got past the first one, but not into the second one. It's Shedox back at it again, being that one-trick pony. And it's pretty interesting because most of his videos are in fact using the same method of breaching through walls. It's just the same thing over and over again. Like, there's a few common methods of glitching, and he's found like one that allows you to get through walls and stuff. I admit it is pretty interesting, but not really original because it's just the same glitch over and over and over again. But it's pretty cool. And his you can get into the wall, like through the walls, but with mine you can go all the way around the map, like to the very top to the very bottom. And yeah, it shows you how one thing can lead to another. But now let's go to the other spot. That's the little jumping puzzle thingy, like the secret chest in the jumping puzzle area. Now, believe it or not, you actually can get the King's Fall raid chest from here. It's pretty cool that you can do that. You can also do it in the Wrath of the Machine. You can get the secret chest there, and if you can do it from patrol, it'll be really nice because you can get the secret chest from 3 out of the, technically 4 out of all 4 raids. But for getting to King's Fall, that's a noble ambition for like every single glitcher I'm working on. I'm pretty sure everyone has given it like every of the major glitchers have given it an attempt or two. I think that would that right there would be the end of Destiny 1. That's like the greatest thing to be done. It's also the last thing. And with that, you know, we can just say we can wish Destiny 1 goodbye as we move on to Destiny 2. But the beta is coming soon, and I think now, well, I'll tell you my plans for Destiny 2 in an upcoming video. And yeah, I just died because the barriers are kind of low here. But one last thing before I end this video short, oh, 2 things. In this area, I'm just going to show you, there's these platforms here, and I thought, do they actually go through the wall? And yeah, here, this is me trying to land on them. But afterwards, I'll show you the next clip. And there's actually a certain, like a purpose for why I am doing the next video for it. So with that, I think I'll end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time, and sorry for the, 19 minutes? Wow. But if you're here, thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video. Underplayed out.